Alright, we're here. Well, no, we're not. I'm here. Slightly late crunch. I had to go make sure Matt was up. She's up. She's moving a little bit slower, but she'll be here in a moment. Hi, good morning. When the coffee hits. I'm like, yeah. Give me the coffee. Yeah, she is okay. She's fine. She just either sets her alarm later than I think she should, or looked at the alarm and was like, eh. Everyone is concerned that you're not okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
It was just moving slow this morning.
I was up here getting everything ready, and it was like, 8:54, and I was like, I went downstairs and I was just getting up. I was like, okay.
Was there music this morning?
I mean, there is. I don't know what it's on. There's music. Good old echidna derm regeneration. Also, morning, Mel.
Morning. You want to try this chai?
Sure. Is it good?
Yeah. It's not as good as the stuff I've made before. But... Oh no.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It reminds me of the stuff I used to get at Johnny D's before they wouldn't let me order it anymore. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because they were like, because
we don't make enough money when we get it when you order it without Kahlua.
Yeah, Matt wanted it without Kahlua. Because it's morning. No judgment to anyone who's like, actually, I need Kahlua to start my morning. That's fair. But Mal wanted it without Kahlua, and the first few times they did it, and then eventually
it's on the menu.
And then eventually they were like, yeah, we don't do it without Kahlua, and I was like, why? Seems odd. Please get drunk.
I'm a local. I'm not there on vacation drinking at 9 a.m.
Yeah. That's good. It's just I
think Brandon had said, like, why don't they just serve the same price then? Because then they're still, making the same amount of money. There's just no Kahlua in it. I don't know. I was like, the prices were like less than $1 apart too on the menu. I think I was real mad because their Kahlua, or the chai without the Kahlua was really good. So I was like, I'll just have water then, because there was nothing else I wanted.
You ever go to a restaurant where things are assembled in kitchen, and you ask for something to be removed, and they charge you for it? And you're like, why? Why would you charge me 15 cents to remove the tomatoes? You were the ones putting the tomatoes on the sandwich.
Cody says Kahlua has to be the most expensive part of the drink, right?
Anyway, Emmy says that's not a thing in Germany. It's not a super common thing in the U.S., but it's common enough that I've seen it before, and I'm sure lots of other folks have at least seen it a few times. And like, why? I don't know.
There's a few places, and I know Chick-fil-A for sure, but there's a few I've seen over the years that they do the opposite. Like Mega Zelda said, they take money off if you take it off. So like, they know how much each slice of cheese is, and if you don't get cheese, then they'll take like 44 cents off or whatever cheese is. They have everything coded by the ingredient.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure it's on a restaurant basis too.
Yeah.
Like you could probably find a chain where like one specific restaurant in the chain like
Yeah.
does it differently. Also, the amount that you pay at the restaurant is going to vary state by state. Partially because of taxes being completely different, and then also partially because the restaurants themselves have some level of control. I'm sure it depends on the restaurant.
Yeah.
But over the prices. Or if you're in an airport, in case you want to pay a lot of money. Anyway. I'd like a number 1 with no pickles and a number 2 with only pickles. Just pickles. Costs you extra money.
I had a dream we got to go to Whataburger last night. And I was trying to remember Thomas's order, but I could not remember Thomas's order.
I had a dream.
It also looked like an In-N-Out because I've never been to Whataburger.
Thomas had that dream too. I had a dream that, and it's not like a big grandiose dream, so it's not worth like teasing for the entire stream. I had a dream that we were in Paris.
We were just talking about that.
I had a dream we were in Paris and we went to some sort of cafe, and we were sitting outside, and you know the brulee part of the creme brulee, the
sugar that's burned.
The sugar that's burnt. The waiter was like, he had poured the mixture or whatever into a coaster, like just a coaster, and I realize now that it's my parents' coaster. The little white ones.
Yeah, that have the raised edges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was he poured it into there and then got out the blowtorch and was blowtorching the coaster. And then got out this tiny hammer and went chook, 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 chook,
He
chook.
broke it?
He broke it to make this, the brulee like crumbled.
Yeah.
And then he poured it on top of, the bread that they put on the table to eat with like your meal. Poured it on top of the bread. And me and you were very impressed with this. We were like, wow. And now
Breaking
waking up
it is fun though. That's the good part.
and waking up now, I'm like, that's insane. This is the most insane thing about it. You would not put that on bread. That would just stab you. And like, why? I don't know. There was nothing else to the dream. That was it. The whole thing was that. Space Fixer says the most insane part is going to a cafe. Fair. I haven't had a lot of COVID dreams. I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 times over the past year where I've had a dream and actively thought in the dream, like, why isn't everyone wearing masks? But I don't get a lot of those. My dream seems to be...
I get them a lot.
Seems to be very separated.
Every couple days.
Very separated from that. It's a different world where we, put crumbled up brulee onto bread for some reason. Bread with caramelized sugar does sound neat, though. You could, if you did it, cause like melon pan, so that sweet crunchy top.
It's a cookie dough.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the same concept you could do. Like you could put that on top of a bread and then like do it on the bread. Maybe it would work. Maybe it was thin. I don't know. Really, I just want a glazed donut, and I feel like I'm just getting closer and closer to explaining what a glazed donut is. Because that's what sounds particularly good. Anyway, we got 29 months from BC. BC, thank you. 18 months from Twitchy Toes. 25 months from Dalek City. 300 bits from Andrew the Kitchen says, on Tuesday, remind me, Brits, I want to talk about ice. Oh, would you look at this? It's Tuesday, and this is a Brit reminding you that you want to talk about ice. Have a nice Tuesday while I teach. I did want to talk about this. I had made a remark on, I guess, Friday, about Brits and how they use ice versus how folks in the States use ice. And I had quite a few Brits being like, this is wrong. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. My lifelong assumption, and I got this, I know where I got this from. I mean, for one, it's from a little bit of experience from being there. Mm-hmm. I was only there for a little bit of time. But also, prior to going on the trip, we were told that was the thing. And I know that stuck with me because I was like, what? Why wouldn't you fill a cup up with ice? Here's the full thing. So Brits can get a better idea of like where I'm coming from and exactly what I thought. Number one, uncommon for Brits to use ice.
This is what you were told.
This is what I was told. Uncommon for Brits to use ice in the first place for cold drinks. And if you were to ask for ice, the amount of ice that you would get is rather minimal. It's a few cubes. Which is a contrast to the States. If you ask for ice, well, first off, you don't ask for ice. You get ice. You don't ask for ice. There's nowhere in the States where you ask for a drink and it comes without.
Depends what you order.
Mallory is throwing this in solely for ordering root beer on tap in a Wisconsin tavern, and that is not worth bringing up. Ezekiel says you have to ask for no ice. Exactly. That's the way it is in the States. Brandon says milk is the exception. Fair. I guess you can order milk at the restaurant. So that's how it is here. You just always get ice.
And they will fill your cup.
Yes.
Solid.
Yeah. You from the top to the bottom of the glass, you have ice. If you want less ice, you have to say light ice. And that's just how it is. So my experiences in London they aligned pretty well to what I was told. And I was there for a week. And like, so since then, I've just always been like, yeah, that was right. That was right. But then I mentioned something similar to that on Friday, and the Brits were like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And that's fair too. Satsy says London is in the rest of the UK. Absolutely fair. But that's my experience, so that's what I have to go off of. So I don't know if maybe London is particularly different than the rest of the UK. Fair. There are 4 countries that are not London. That's just a good phrase. Anyway, this is also good for the Brits to learn a little bit more about the US, because little minute things about countries are the things that are, I think, the most interesting to learn, because they're the things that are not most overt. They're the things that you don't always pick up on. Like watching a movie that takes place in a different country, you may not pick up on the fact that in the US, when we serve a drink, it's always with the maximum amount of ice. To the point where it's a little frustrating, actually, because you get less drink, and everyone in the US knows you get.
And sometimes your teeth are sensitive and it's too cold.
Is that why we're so obsessed with straws?
I don't know.
Because having your teeth in the cup?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not sure. Are there free refills? I mean, yes, there are free refills, but also we're very much a culture of drive-through. So if you go to the drive-through and then you get a drink and you drive away and you're not going to get a refill, you get that much drink. Especially if you go to Sonic. Sonic is the biggest offender in the U.S. Sonic with their crushed ice, super small ice. I mean, it's cool. Everybody loves their ice, but gosh darn it, you get no drink. They give you it in a cup that is comical. It's like 50 ounces, and there's 12 ounces of soda in it. Sonic is the biggest offender in the U.S. It is. Mech said drive back for the refill. I heard one, and I don't know if, I don't think this is common, but I have heard of someone doing this before. I'd be really curious if anyone else has done this. I've never done this because to me personally, I'm like, no, you don't do that. Getting a drink at a drive-thru, like on a road trip, driving, continuing on your trip, and then stopping at another chain, going inside and refilling the cup. Like going up and being like, going into the McDonald's, another McDonald's, 200 miles down the road, and going in and being like, can I refill this? Thomas says my dad has done this at least 4 times. I've never done this. Like, I don't think I have any, like, ethical problem with it, necessarily. Because it's the same thing as, like, if you were to stick around and get a beverage from the same place. Although the costs are different at the different places. Because you didn't pay the... So that's... Yeah, that's what Brandon says. The owner of each is probably different. So, like, you're very technically, you're shorting out the next McDonald's. Right? Because the first McDonald's got the cost... And a soda's like $1.50, and it costs them like a nickel, so they're the ones that get us all that cost. But soda's cheap, so I don't know. I don't think I personally have any like big ethical problems with it. It's just not something I've ever done because I'm like,
When I worked at Culver's, we got free drinks out of the fountain. Mm-hmm. We had like employee cups. And I had a lot of root beer.
I hope that's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
Thomas is a fair point. Thomas says, listen, as many times as they've given me the wrong drink or shorted me an item, it's fine. It evens out. It's fair. It's completely fair. There's also, and I'm sure other countries probably do this as well, we have entire systems based on this for gas stations. Like where you buy a cup, like a special cup. It's a special cup at a gas station. And it's like an expensive cup. But then, no matter where you go, your coffee is like dirt cheap. So you get to go into the... What's the... I guess I could name any gas station. There's a lot of gas stations that do this. And normally they're
Quick Trip does it.
They're oversized cups. I mean, they're huge cups. It's a trucker thing, really. It's like
when my dad used to travel for work when he was a district manager, he had one of them.
Yeah. I remember my grandfather having a cup from Sheetz. And it was one of those cups that, you take in and you get coffee for a nickel or something because you have the cup. And he had that cup for so long that eventually everything on the cup was just completely faded. The cup was just completely white. But that was like his coffee cup, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh.
Sometimes movie theaters do that too for popcorn. They have a plastic tub, not like the cardboard ones. And you get it at the beginning of the year, and it's good for the year.
Our movie theater for a while was doing a promotion where you could, I don't know what specifically it was that you paid, but you could bring in any thing. Any container, and they would fill it with popcorn. And I'm like, that's kind of neat. So you had people bringing in like really ridiculous stuff, and they would just fill the whole thing with popcorn. But then you run into the problem of like trying to get it into the theater. Like if it's so big, you have to buy, your oil drum, a movie ticket. It's probably not worth it. Do you really need that much popcorn during a film? Probably not. Anyway, so this is one of my favorite things about Breakfast Stream. Streaming in general, but I think we get to, jump into it. Wrong hole?
Yeah.
It's okay. drinking is hard.
Drinking is hard.
Drinking is hard. One of my favorite things about Breakfast Stream is getting a chance to talk about cultural differences, especially like little tiny, minute stuff. I think it's just fun. It's just really fun. 30 months at Tier 2 Gold Toast from Cormont. Got that 2+. 26 months from Vegetable Sorbet. Oh gosh, it's time for one of these again. 26. 26? 26! 4 months from Casey590, who says, yay, 4 months. 17 months from Uchi Place, who says, woo, 17 months. Also, sorry for being quiet, I got a new job. Well, congrats on the new job. That's exciting. Vegetable Sorbet gives 3 subs to the Great Pikmin ZX789, Adam.Ping, and Chill Days. Appreciate that. 9 months from the K-Talia. Love you guys. Thank you. Congrats on the Triple Plus.
I really miss Quick Trip.
What specifically do you miss about it? Is it Quick Trip specifically over other gas stations,
well,
or
like
is
Buc-ee's is similar, Sheetz is similar.
Is it a feeling of home? Like,
yeah, well, that's part of it probably.
That's
for Quick
probably
Trip.
yeah. Because I was gonna say if it's something about the gas, because we don't really go to gas stations.
We don't go in them.
Yeah, I mean gas station, like on a road trip, there's
Quick
something.
Trip with a K.
Coffee.
On road trips, there's something exciting about going to a gas station and picking some stuff up. But also, there's like gas station people, gas station families, people that like go out of like they'll go to gas stations to pick stuff up. Me and my dad did that a lot when I was younger.
See, we'd go up to my grandparents, my dad's parents, and my dad would be like, here's $2, go get whatever you want. And I'd get $2, and Car would get $2, and we'd get to go pick out some snack for the road trip. But, like, with Quick Trip, like, it's a good spot to stop in the morning to get, like, a nice breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, not, like, nice, but, like, better than the shell up the street or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... That's... I mean, we work from home, so like the amount of times we're going to go to the Quick Trip in the morning is minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, David Lynch brings up a good point. Gas station culture is so bizarre to me. You stop on a road trip, but you don't need to go for really any other reason. And Carly says she eats Quick Trip breakfast all the time.
I'm so jealous, Carly.
Yeah, I mean, so like if you have a morning commute and you're going by a gas station, I can see kind of, you know, finding a gas station that aligns with your, you know, personal tastes and preferences. But, you know, since we work from home, we just don't ever really get a chance to do that.
When I was teaching that, I stopped at places a lot. We've saved money.
We have. Also...
It was like, oh, I'm going past Bojangles today.
This is just funny to me that the Haircut Haiku song is, like, in here. I don't know if this is ever played on Breakfast Stream. It's kind of weird. This is just a... The song is called Shogun, and it's from the... It's from the Apple Loop library. Has it played before? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not common. I also have like I have like several thousand more songs I need to add to Breakfast Stream, but I haven't had time to deal with all of the stuff. At some point I'll get to it. We got 11 months from Throw Down. Says we interrupt this message to bring you 11 months. 18 months from Howie Sona. 18 months, D&D story time. So I'm a DM for a Curse of Strahd campaign, and I've made it so that whenever my dog wants attention, Strahd appears, which has led to hilarious results. Also, Stephen and Mal play Bug Snacks. Please, thanks, and go coffee. I really like that idea, because that adds an element of surprise that no one, not even the DM, can anticipate. And that sort of thing is a really, really funny idea.
Like every time Kepler jumps on the table.
Yeah. Because then it's a surprise to even the DM. Like, Oh, drop everything. A challenger has appeared. And I've heard good things about Bug Snacks. I just have not had a chance to play it. Oh, speaking of, should probably use this opportunity to announce. First 20 stream today. Last time I said probably around 3 p.m. and we started at 2 p.m. So I'm just going to say sometime between 2 and 3 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be playing a few games. The only one I can say for sure that we're... Well, actually, there's a few I know that we're playing. I guess I could just tell you what we're playing. We're playing Bravely Default 2. Nintendo sent over a code for that. We're playing 2 other games for sure. I guess I'll keep those a secret. But we're playing 2 other games for sure. And then maybe a 4th game. Yeah.
Let me tell you about them. We're playing this one, and the others are secrets.
Yeah, I just changed my mind mid-sentence. I was like, you know what? No, I'll just wait. But yeah, I know that we could play Strangle Tragedy. I may come up with just a small group and let folks vote. So there won't be voting on like the whole thing, because last time I let folks vote on like the whole stream, and that won't be happening. There's 3 games I'm definitely doing, and maybe as a 4th game, I'll let people vote, and maybe I'll put Strangle Tragedy. It's not called that, Jesus. Triangle Strategy. I'll put that into that grouping. So I'll let folks maybe do that. But yeah, I know that we just did a
first 20 stream.
A first 20 stream, but there's more to do. So we're doing it again for a little bit today. 8 months for Mortally Crafty. 8 months. 1 more month to go for that Twitch baby. Oh god, it took us so long to figure out the name for our real baby. How will I ever name my Twitch baby? Help! Chat can give you name ideas. Or you could just, you could just call it Twitch baby. It's fine.
It's digital anyway.
It's digital. Mm-hmm. Call it Tamagotchi. Because it's a digital baby. It's a good name. Kazuyume gifted a sub to Wolf Dragon. 16 months from M4s, who says 16. 5 months from Light Ross 47. 500 bits from Aldo says, doing the traditional vibe check because I have an interview for a job in my field for the first time since I graduated tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and of course, good vibes. Hope the interview goes well. It's exciting.
Can you call Cappy? Oh, he's by your feet.
Yeah,
never mind.
Can I call him? He's next to me.
I thought he was downstairs.
No, he came upstairs and he was thinking about jumping up on the coffee table, but then he looked at me and I looked at him, and I think he knew that I would click him.
Oh.
So I think he's learned a little bit, so that's good. And then he just laid down. And I was like, okay.
Buddy, you want snuggles?
I opened up my lap, but he didn't want to come up.
He just wants to sit on the floor.
That's fine. 3 bits from Shy. He says, my brother and I have appointments this morning at the embassy to apply for our Greek passports. Here's hoping it all goes smooth. Nice. I hope all of that goes well and there's no hiccups or anything. Greece was of all of the places that we visited. Mm-hmm. I'm scared to say Greece is my favorite because Japan is probably my favorite. But then after Japan, it might be Greece. Greece was just so interesting.
The history was really cool.
Yeah, there's that place is oozing with history. And also good food. Good lord, there's some incredible food. They have, I don't know, there's so much culture.
Yeah.
In Greece. It was a really cool place to visit. It's a place that was not really on my mental list of like places I would like to go. It was Mark and Rhonda who had made the suggestion. And I'm the decision. And I'm honestly really glad that they did because I hadn't really considered it before, and it was fantastic. It was really, 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 really cool place. 3D Bits of Cabri says, don't know if you're interested, but the immersive Van Gogh exhibit is coming to Charlotte. It was just announced. I'm so excited. Oh, that's neat.
We talked about going to
Come here.
Carowinds in the aftertimes with friends.
Yeah, I had mentioned that on Thursday. It's a little different than an art exhibit.
Well, we could spend the night and go that.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things that we had done, and I don't remember what year it was, but we had went to Carowinds with Dan and Lindsay. And we had talked about doing it again, and then we never had a chance to do it again. And now that we haven't been able to do anything, it's really on our minds. I really want to...
I'd prefer to go in October for Scarowinds because it's not 120.
And it's also less busy.
Yeah.
It's less busy, so... Yeah, I don't remember when that was. But it's been, yeah, Basuna says a couple years back, and I think that's right. I think it's been a few years now, but, yeah. I'm not a big theme park guy, but even I miss theme parks. I really do. I want to throw some balls at bottles, and I want to eat some funnel cakes. And I want to, like, film stuff.
We could go to Epcot.
Yeah, that's harder to do, but yes.
We got a place to stay down there, though.
We do?
Yeah.
We do?
My dad's down there now.
Oh! I honestly, that did not come into my head, and I was like, are we staying with Thomas?
Thomas is a bit far.
Well, that's what I thought, and then also I was like, well, I don't know if we should impose onto Thomas live. Thomas, buddy. Hey, pal, how you doing? Yeah, your dad is much, much closer to...
Yeah.
Thomas would like... I've never met Thomas's cat. I really want to meet Thomas's cat. I mean, I want to see, Thomas and Brittany again, but also,
Thomas, you want to go to Epcot?
Epcot's great. I mean, of all of the Disney parks, Epcot is my favorite. Epcot is my favorite. I'm sure they've changed some rides, too, since we've been.
They were actively changing a ride when we were there.
So that's probably done.
We didn't go on it because it was February and it was a water ride and cold.
It's been 10 years since we were there.
Yeah.
No. Not yet.
Not yet.
It was 2012.
Next spring.
It's been 9 years. Haha. 10 months. From Bubbles, 8738. In these 10 months, I bought prints of Mal's awesome paintings, Dueling Peaks and Bellchime Trail, and started playing Fallout 4 for the first time. Thanks for everything. Love you guys. That's cool. Hope you're enjoying Fallout. It's a great game. It's not necessarily close to some of the past Fallout games, but as a standalone experience, I think it's really good. And for everyone who didn't see, because this is one thing that's changed since our last stream, Mal's new painting is out.
Oh. I was like, what's changed?
Oh, well, because it came out Sunday, actually, so 2 days ago. Mal has a new painting out about Pikmin 3. I gave a hint on Friday that was designed to throw people off.
Yeah, you...
Because I said it was a game from last year, which is true, but also it is a game from 8 years ago. It's fine. And it's great. It's very detailed. I'm really looking forward to what it all looks like in person once it's varnished, because it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be really, really pretty.
By the end of the week, it'll be varnished.
28 months from Arian661. I always forget what I wanted to say by the time I get a chance to do a monthly resub message, so I guess I'll just push to watch The Good Place. I've continued to hear a lot of good things about The Good Place. I haven't watched it, but I've heard a lot of really great things about it. We watched a movie on Sunday. Not those vlogs aren't out quite yet, but it was... Whose turn was it? Your turn again.
It was my turn.
Mal wanted to watch History of the World Part 1. History of the World Part 1 not available to rent anywhere. Which is odd. You can buy it digitally, but you can't rent it. And I was like, that's strange. So instead, she chose a different Mel Brooks film, and we watched Robin Hood Men in Tights, which is a classic and like one that we were really familiar with, and yet neither of us had ever seen like start to finish.
Yeah.
So It was a weird experience watching that movie because we knew a lot of it, but we'd never actually watched it from start to finish. But I was familiar with a lot of it. But it was good. It's a Mel Brooks film. It's got that very specific style of humor, and you either like it or you don't. Mm-hmm. If you like it, you'll love it. If you don't like it, you're gonna hate it because that's the sort of humor. One of the things I appreciated now as an adult is that style of humor, that level of comedy in those sorts of movies. There's so much dedication to the gag. There's a lot of visual gags that are on screen for literally seconds. And they're little things that add up and really make the experience for watching a comedy like that. The problem is, it's a lot of effort. Mm-hmm. Like, when things are on screen for like 2 or 3 seconds, like someone had to design that and like go through the whole process of like figuring out how that was going to work. And it's just lots of those little things like the entire time. So yeah, it's something that when I was younger, I'm watching films like this. I always loved like the Naked Gun films, which is a very similar style of comedy. And I always loved that. But now as I'm older, I look back and I'm like, how much effort it takes from like the production department to do all of this extra little stuff that's on screen for just a moment. They're great. Mm-hmm. They're really great. We got 300 bits from Colin McVicker who says, clown. 30 months of Tier 2 Gold Toast from Jesse. He says, wow, 30 months, that's nuts. Today is a DoorDash Chick-fil-A to work kind of day. How are you guys? Pretty good. Pretty good. I really within the last few days, I can't complain. Things have been relatively good around here. Busy. Yeah. Busy, but good. This week is going to be busy. Yeah. This week is going to be really busy. Yeah. You will be okay.
I got a lot to do.
I'm just saying you're coming.
Chess says, "Yep."
You're coming down off of what you've had to do.
Yeah.
Because you finished your painting, you're just wrapping up the full version.
Ordering prints, varnishing.
I'm just saying I'm ramping up on the things because I get the first 20 stream, and then more Mario. I have to help you get your full version out. Yeah. There's something on Thursday, too.
What's on Thursday?
I don't know.
And Ches is like, it's 9:35. Steven, come on.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm doing great. 3 to 5 bits from myself and Nee. Morning. Was rewatching your parents getting French goose. Oui. Oui,
yes.
French goose. And Mal mentioned the devs were looking at it as well. Was wondering if you have thought about doing a piece as a commission for developers if it's offered. Of course, with the idea that you can play the game to get inspiration for it. I mean, I guess you're not like completely opposed to that idea.
Yeah, I haven't been approached.
But you haven't been approached. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the is it the publisher? Because that game was published by Panic?
I don't know.
I don't remember now, but it was whoever the person is at the place. It's very descriptive, but they were thinking of bidding on Mal's Goose piece for their office.
They were like gathering Untitled Goose Game things to put in their office.
Yeah. Yeah, the dev team is House. So I think it was the publisher. I think it was the publisher instead of the dev. But I don't remember now.
I'd have to go find the tweet.
I'd have to go find the specific thing about it. But yeah, it was really neat. Because you always wonder about that sort of thing. Yep. And like if it's a big gun, like if Mal does something, based on like a Nintendo game, like I highly doubt that, the people in the Nintendo offices are like, yeah, let's pick this up. But like for an indie studio, when it's a much smaller thing, I can see them wanting to get some art like that. 300 bits from Tipsy Tash, who says, while it sounds kind of weird, a salad for breakfast is actually nice. Tipsy Tosh. My brain had a slight hiccup. It was like, Taj Mahal. Taj. I got it.
I sent a print to Kangao.
Mm-hmm.
When he got married, he had tweeted asking for To the Moon stuff for the wedding because they didn't have time to, like...
I remember that. That's right.
Do stuff or
Yeah.
something. And so I sent a print because it was, like, 6 months after I had done the painting. And
Yeah.
they had it up on the...
Yeah, we saw pictures from their wedding.
The reception.
And you can see Mal's art, like, during the reception. And that was cool. That was a really cool thing. You've done a lot of these.
Yeah.
Pikmin 3 is actually Mal's 99th painting. So, like, there's been a few. There's been a few. 6 months from Anton, double plus. 300 bits of Shy says, am I a horrible person that when I hear the words, I have a dream, MLK is only the second thing I think of? Because number one is Chris Tucker's rant from Rush Hour 2. It's just what you've been exposed to the most of, I guess. Understanding what the reference is probably more important. As long as you understand the reference, that's good. 4 months from Don Whitehorse 23. Hello, everyone. Hope you are all doing well this morning. Doing pretty good, Don. Hope you're well. 13 months from Dragon Girl, who says, yay, 13 months. 9 months from Spooky Boy River. Finally, my Twitch baby has arrived. Yay for 9 months. 30 months from Phelps Out. Good morning to my favorite morning people. Let's hope for a great day today. Love y'all. Let's hope for a great day. Let's hope everyone has got a pretty good day coming up. 300 from Ann, who says, a special cup for gas stations. Does it have Bowser's Castle and Rainbow Road? I would race along the gas station cup. It sounds fantastic. It's probably already been done. People have modded the crap out of Mario Kart Wii. So is there a gas station? There might be. Every track is like Circle K and sheets and you just race around. God, that reminds me. One time, we never recorded this, and now I wish we would have. But it was really before we were doing Steven and Friends stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was before we were even recording Steven and Friends at all. I think it was before it existed. Our group of friends used to play Counter-Strike. Not well, but we used to play. And if you're playing with the same group of people and you're all bad, then it's a lot more fair. But there's a ton of modded maps for Counter-Strike, and there always have been. One of them was a McDonald's.
I don't remember.
So like one team starts inside the McDonald's and one team starts outside of the McDonald's, and it's like very clearly a McDonald's because it's got like the golden arches and the inside is textured with McDonald's. And it's just really ridiculous because you can't take it serious. There's cars at the through the drive-through. It's an old.
I don't remember that at all.
Old map. No, I don't think we played that. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Well, Nia recorded. I would not mind redoing CS:GO at some point. So you say good times, Thomas. I'm not sure that's. If Alex made the server, that's for any game. It didn't matter what game. At some point, you would notice that something was happening. You'd be like, I really feel like I shot him. And he's not dead.
I seem to be jumping higher than I was.
Yeah, and then at some point you're like, why am I falling very slowly? Why is the gravity... Like, it would be in the middle of a game, and he wouldn't tell anyone, but, like, things would slowly start to change in the game. You know, you'd go to fire your bullets... And it would be, I don't know. It would shoot other guns or something ridiculous. It was fine. There were definitely people in the group that were not thrilled that the game aspect had been destroyed. It's fine. 300 bits from Ange, who says, when I was student teaching, there was a McDonald's less than a mile away from the high school. They stopped allowing people to get their own refills because kids would buy a drink on Monday morning and then refill the cup before and after school all week. I mean, like, there's gotta be limits. There's gotta be limits. If you buy a drink from McDonald's, I don't know that you should be allowed to have refills for the rest of your life. Can you imagine just having like a collection of cups in your car? Like for every restaurant? And so when you're on your road trip, you can just get whatever you need. Gotta be a limit.
Yeah.
Gotta be a limit. 13 months from Shanath, who says, good afternoon from the Netherlands, grandparents. I'm just here sipping OJ, which brings me to a question for both you and chat. Orange juice or apple juice, which do you prefer?
Orange juice.
Equal. I don't drink either of them hardly ever. It's extremely rare for me to drink juice at all. I only drink apple juice in hotels, which always sounds really insane to people, but like a lot of the hotels we go to, they have the
Continental breakfast.
The continental breakfast with the little juices. I drink apple there. And then orange juice is something that like once a year I crave. And I'll mention it to Mal, and Mal will be like, yeah, let's do that. And then we'll get an orange juice, and then I'll have some orange juice, and I'll be like, all right. But I don't really drink a whole lot of either, so they're about the same. I think I probably prefer apple juice. But
if there's anything, grapefruit juice.
No.
Love grapefruit.
You know what juice I never have anymore is
Grapefruit.
That's correct because I don't like it. Grape juice. Grape juice. When I was a kid, I drank like white and red grape juice all the time. I loved grape juice, but maybe that's a kid thing. I don't know.
Grapefruit juice.
Grapefruit juice. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't had grape juice in a long time. Isn't that just one? Well, no, it's not. But yeah, if you've never had grape juice, maybe try. It's good. I mean, it's sweet. All juice is super sweet.
Thomas, I wish I could try that. Do you remember that soda he brought? The local soda?
Mm-hmm.
He said they made a grapefruit soda.
Oh. Yeah, it's
I bet it's like 50-50, the soda, but without the lime.
Hey, now we got a poll. Now you can vote. Let your voice be heard. Pick your favorite fruit juice. Mal's got to vote. Apple, orange, grapefruit, grape, and no juice. Grapefruit has no votes. Oh, there's one. Wow. But to be fair,
yeah.
I'm not.
Me and two other people.
I'm not a grapefruit person. I've tried grapefruit juice on a few occasions, and I was like, eh. It's not for me. I like how no juice is an option. I don't know that I would vote for no juice. I'd probably vote apple juice. And it looks like apple juice right now is the most popular one. We'll come back to that in a minute and look at our results. We got 27 months from Unbent Reagent. Thanks for the many months of entertainment. It's been a rough couple days due to me and my family being forced to move to a new place, so your content has been a breath of fresh air every chance I get to watch. I'm sorry about the forced move.
Yeah.
I guess we've been there once before.
Yeah.
It's certainly inconvenient, but I hope everything goes well with that and you're able to get settled in. We got 19 months.
See what Jules said.
Hi, Jules. Instead of home slices, should have put home fries. What's poppin' breakfast home fries? Because home fries are a breakfast food. I'm just realizing now that some folks are going to be like, what is a home fry? We don't have time to explain everything. Let's check out on this fruit juice
Poll.
It's almost done here. And we're calling it. So apple juice wins. It was still relatively close though. 43% apple juice, 37% orange juice. 10% grape juice, 6% no juice, and 4% grapefruit juice.
Me and 9 other people. Yeah.
Yeah, and as Brandon said, more people would rather have no juice at all than be forced to drink grapefruit juice. Very few people on the grape juice train too. But yeah, for me, grape juice is just very much it's a kid thing. I still like it, I'm sure. I don't buy a lot of juice. Like basically never. Basically once a year, twice a year we get orange juice and that's it. And occasionally you get grapefruit juice. But I don't think we ever really get anything else. I mean, wine. Okay, wine. Oh, Aldo asks, is lemonade a juice? No. Like, should it technically qualify? Maybe, but
it's watered down and
but
okay,
is it a
But like when you think of orange juice and
Ager says it's an aid. I think it is technically a juice. Like, we don't refer to it as a juice, and I think most people would be like, well, Noah, what is juice really, though?
Not David Lynch said 100% cranberry is so tart. Did you say it's actually good because it's that tart? I love sour things, and I cannot drink it.
Well, there's such a thing as too much.
Yeah.
You know, it can be... There can be too much of sour. It's like some folks over the years have sent us 100%
dark chocolate,
cacao chocolate, and like it's
Trader Joe's love it.
It's a really good chocolate to let other people try because it's an experience.
Yeah.
But as for sitting around to just eating 100% dark chocolate, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
80% is fine. 85% is fine, and then everything past 85%, you know, there's not even a hint of anything other than just bitter. 19 months from Daniel Bonin, who says 19, written 3 different ways. 300 bits from Omega the Kids. Drinking is hard. There are 2 options. It's too many. Mallory would agree with you. I've seen her, choke on
It's because I
liquids.
try to breathe when I'm drinking.
Yeah, you can't. That's the part you forget.
I know.
I know. You really can't do that. 300 bits from Trademark 13. Can confirm Mal, drinking is hard. I do it all the time. 510 bits from Mr. Game Boy. So recently I bought a new board game. You may have heard of it. It's called Stardew Valley, the board game. Didn't know if you knew it existed. Now you do. I feel like I may have heard that at some point.
I heard about it, but I didn't.
But I don't
look
know.
into it.
Yeah, and it's always kind of a dice roll with licensed board games because some are actually quite good, and then other ones you're like, eh. So yeah, I haven't. I certainly haven't played that, but some of the concepts or stuff, it seems like it'd be really good. It largely depends on the company that's handling it.
Yeah.
Because there are companies out there, and I won't name names, that just churn out licensed games. That's all they do. And then there's other ones that have like notable titles behind them, and if they get a hold of the game, like they'll do a really great job. So yeah. 500 bits from Akira Dre, who says help someone at my work went on vacation. Oh, help. Someone at my work went on vacation and they decided to put me in charge of her job all week, and I've only been trained in it for a couple of days. You'll do fine. You'll do fine. Just believe in yourself, and if anything happens, be like, why did you ask me to do it? I've only had training for a couple of days. I mean, do your best and I'm sure it'll be fine.
You'll be really good by the time the week is done.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, okay, so Stardew's creator was involved in creating the board game. So that's good. That's really good. And there's been a few other instances of that too. Like they made I've never played it, but they made like a Binding of Isaac board game. And what's the guy? McMillan? Edmund McMillan? I don't know if that's his name. Like he was involved with the creation. So like if you have creators that are like really involved in it, then that's extremely good, as opposed to just a company being like, hey, can we get the licensing for the thing? We're gonna make a game, and then you know, people are buying it because it's, you know, oh boy, Cats the Musical, the game, perfect.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Also, would people buy Cats the Musical, the game? I don't know. I'm not sure. She says that's how Cold Stone Creamery happened. What's the full... That's not even the full title. It's Cold Stone Creamery something scoops? Scoop it up. Scoop it up. Scoop it up. Whenever you post a video on YouTube under the gaming category, there's a text field to input the name of
the game.
And if the game is super obscure, it won't be in the system. But Cold Stone Creamery Scoop It Up was in the system, and I was bewildered. There were other games from Extra Life that weren't in the system.
Busy Scissors?
Busy Scissors wasn't in there, but Cold Stone Creamery Scoop It Up, that was in there. Tulip is in the system. I mean, I'm not sure of that, but I feel like Tulip is well known enough to be in there. But there's some obscure... Canada Hunt is also in the system, which was surprising. But I just did Canada Hunt, and I was like, what? Some of this... I have issues. I wish I had someone at YouTube to talk to about that, because that sort of stuff has actually been really upsetting. Yeah. There's 2 entries for Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Why? I don't know. I've just always chosen the first one because I'm like, well, at least they're all in the same category. I don't know why there's 2 of these. And then for a while, for like a month, Breath of the Wild was missing. I had continually put Breath of the Wild, you know, episodes into the correct category, and then at some point they just disappeared because YouTube removed Breath of the Wild as a game from YouTube. And I don't know if it was an accident or what, but it just was gone for like a month, and then it mysteriously reappeared. So there's probably a spattering of episodes that are not tied correctly to the thing.
Yeah.
Does any of this matter? No, I mean, you can still watch it on the channel, but I tried to get the metadata correct, and it's upsetting to me when their systems...
When it can't be.
When their systems don't work. 300 bits from Omega the Kid. Gas stations are weird, honestly. Back home, the only station was Come and Go. But then, now that I'm in college, no one has ever heard of it. I'm not even that far from my hometown. I have definitely heard of it, because the name sticks with you. But I don't know if I've ever seen one.
I think we've seen one.
If we've saw... Maybe that's the first time I saw it, and I laughed hysterically. 300 bits from Dr. Robotnik says, I was in the bathroom and heard First 20 talk, but not specifics. Is Mario 35 finally going to actually happen 3 weeks before the buzzer? There are not immediate plans to play Mario 35 today. Could it change by the time First 20 starts? Sure. But we're doing a First 20 today, somewhere between 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Bravely Default 2. Some other games for sure that we're definitely doing, and then maybe some voting. So we'll see. I feel like I'll play Mario 35 before it ends. I have not played it at all, so whatever I play, it'll be my first experience playing it. But we'll see. I'll come up with something. We get a sub from Jawilks. Welcome. 500 bits from Red 2. It says, regarding Greece, one could say it's also oozing with ouzo. For trivia's sake, Stratopolis City in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire is styled after the Greek island of Santorini. Santorini was
gorgeous,
beautiful.
I wish we could have spent the night there, but we did.
We did not. I bet it's expensive.
Yeah.
I bet it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of ouzo. In
and
Greece.
I don't know if that was just a thing they served to tourists, but or if it was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they said it was a very traditional drink, which could be true.
Yeah, but it could also be like
it could have been pushed more than usual because of the fact that we were tourists. It was also really interesting for me because I don't drink, so Rhonda wound up.
Rhonda liked it.
Rhonda really liked the ouzo, so Rhonda just wound up with like double ouzo everywhere we went. So like I would, I don't want to be rude. I would like cheer people, but then I would be like, Greece was cool. I don't know that I would go back to visit Greece again because I feel like I feel like I really saw it.
Yeah.
That being said, still one of the coolest places we've ever been. 14 months from Alice Forsyth, who says, good morning, grandparents. I was hoping that I can get a lot of good vibes from the chat. I found out that my grandpa's in the hospital with cancer, and the doctor suggests with his age that he doesn't get surgery. Good vibes. Mm-hmm. Good vibes. I'm very sorry to hear about that. I hope that the outcome for all of that is the best that it can possibly be for all parties involved. And I'm certainly sorry to hear that this morning. And also, can I get a cancer sucks from chat? I'm sure that there's lots of people who feel that very deeply and strongly in their hearts. Because cancer has affected so many people for so many reasons. Cancer sucks. Lots of people can relate. Good vibes. Good vibes. 13 months from Galactic Ambition, who says, I woke up just in time to see Recky's stream. You're just in time. Good morning. Kazuyumi gifted a sub to Xbox. And also one to PlayStation. Well, good. Now,
did you scroll down to check others?
I was like, should I check on? I guess the only other one that makes sense is Switch. Should I check for Atari Lynx? Is there a user on Twitch named Atari Lynx? It is possible. Also, did you see the acquisition that Xbox got Bethesda?
No.
It's been in the talks for a while.
I've not heard that.
Yeah. Bethesda is now a studio that belongs to Xbox. It's wild.
Yeah.
Xbox actually has Microsoft has a lot of studios now. It's actually kind of wild. Like when you start to learn exactly what they have, it's a lot. It's a lot. It was announced months ago. It was finalized today. So it had to be approved because it was a very big acquisition, so they had to make sure that the regulators had to make sure that it was like set. So it just technically finished happening. Mm-hmm. If you haven't heard, now you know about it. Was that the cost? Jesus. Jonathan says they bought them for $7.5 billion. Man. Yeah, it was it's a big acquisition. I mean, when you consider some of the other studios that they have, it's wild. It's really wild. Morning, Seb. Dr. Robotnik gifted a sub to House. Honk. Hundreds of Majors says, morning. Good news. After months of interviewing and getting bounced around to talk to tons of people, I finally received a job offer to transfer up in my company. I start Monday. I'll miss hanging out here, but we'll hopefully be back after training.
Congratulations.
Congrats. That's that's a really good reason to miss breakfast training.
Yeah.
I hope everything goes well with all of that, and after training you can report back and talk about the experience. That's really cool. We got a sub from Krejon. Welcome. 300 from Goldmage. Been watching or rewatching Mal's art while bullet journaling. Just finished year 2. Some of my favorites include Forbidden Lands, Depths, Meditate, and Golden Sands. Steven, do you remember which games those are? Forbidden Lands is Shadow of the Colossus. Depths is Inside. Meditate is Abzu, and Golden Sands is Journey. Mm-hmm. I am the biggest Malmakes fan. Everyone else might get close, but they won't get as close as me. I have a very... I have a very close personal connection with the artists. Also, if you were to quiz me on like every Mal, I would probably struggle at some point. I'd probably struggle at some point. But did I remember those? Yes. It took me a minute on meditate. I was like, meditate. But then I remembered the Absu one. Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of, 20 months from Malmakes, who says, thanks to Kazeumi for my sub gift. I'm at 20 months.
When I logged in to vote for grapefruit juice, it was like, hey, share.
There you go. Thank you, Kaze. Hey, congrats on 20 months.
Thanks.
You know, you're getting close to that.
Two.
That too. Mm-hmm. You know, you'll get there. You'll get there at some point. 30 bits from Throw It Down. It says, never challenge the chat. Explains everything. I've learned. Sometimes I forget. I have lapses of judgment.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I remember that. We get 12 months. Hey, have I done a clap this morning? I don't think anyone's hit a number divisible by 12. 12 months from the Mystic Yoshi, who says, I live for the thrill of juice. Hey, know what you like and like what you know. 30 bits from John Hikari X, who says, coffee. Agreed. I'm thinking, no, I'll be okay. The other day I had a double coffee day.
I was thinking of having coffee. I don't know how much caffeine was in that tea, but it was not enough.
The amount of caffeine in drinks was a heavy discussion on Disc Only. Mm-hmm. Jules was well equipped with the knowledge of caffeine. We talked about that for a bit. Speaking of coffee, I do believe we're supposed to run beans. Beans. Have some beans. Enjoy. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Chideyu. First we started about talking about caffeine. Then came sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's a good order. It's a good order.
For Disc Only.
For Disc Only. Like to consider myself well, you came prepared to talk about those things. 30 months from JCJX. This is morning, Stephen and Mal. Wow, already 30 months. I still somewhat remember the excitement of receiving the first plus. Anyway, Stephen, checkered shirts really shine on you. You wear checkered designs so well. I'm kind of envious. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've always really liked
plaid.
I've always really liked plaid.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely liked plaid. I've went through phases.
Yeah.
And I suppose that I will continue to go through phases.
You wore polo shirts a lot in like high school.
In high school, I wore polo shirts. Mm-hmm. When I got into college, I think I went back to tees, like t-shirts, and then transitioned. By the end of college, I was wearing a lot of button-up shirts again. Mm-hmm. And then I wore button-up shirts for a bit, and then I kind of got back into t-shirts. And I think now I'm starting to transition back into a lot of button-ups again. Well,
it's cold out.
Maybe that's been why.
Yeah, so.
I'll probably do t-shirt. Yeah. Ciao. Caffeine is a drug. The best drug because it's in coffee. Jeff likes coffee. I also like coffee. The young professional look. I do like the look of these. I actually, and I noted this to Mao. I said I feel like I actually look better in like the long sleeve flannel shirts, the button up shirts, the plaid shirts with longer hair.
Let's move to Portland, Maine.
I'm just saying. I feel like it's a good. I don't know if it's just a good match. I think there's something about long sleeves and long hair that go well together. So it's a good match. I don't know how long I'm gonna have long hair. I told Mal that once summer hits,
yeah,
and we go for a walk, and I'm like, oh Lord, what have I done? Like that might be where things start to like.
You'll be able to pull it into a ponytail by then.
You've really changed. Because like
you're not cutting it till after we finish Zelda, so
you've just
resigned myself.
Okay. Well, we'll finish Zelda before summer. We'll finish Zelda in May. It's gonna be
like
we'll
almost
Zelda
80 by the weekend.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's going to be hot soon.
Yeah.
It's been interesting because we went through. It got warm, and it got so warm that we put the humidifier away. We threw away the filter. We cleaned out the humidifier. We put it away, and now we had a little cold spell, and
it's so dry in the house.
It got dry again, so it sucks because we have to be careful of static right now because we put the humidifier away, and it's fine because I know that it's gonna get warm again, but right now, it's a little.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult. Pikachu asks, how many more Breath of the Wild streams do you think there will be? I mean, chat can feel free to, guess. We were estimating, and this was a few months ago, we were thinking April. And now as we've gotten closer to April, I'm realizing, I'm like, no, that's not enough time.
Yeah.
That's not enough time. Because we're already, halfway through March. So there are more than 6 streams remaining. If you think about how much we accomplish typically, I'm thinking May. Is there a chance it could go into June? I guess there's a chance, but like, I'm just basing this off of like the amount of shrines that we have left. And we wrapped up one of the DLCs last Friday.
Yeah.
And if we're doing shrine hunting specifically, I mean, we go relatively quickly. So I don't know. A full year. I don't think we have another year.
No.
If we there's one more. I mean, one long stream. If we start streaming on Friday and we're like, we're not turning off this stream until we beat Zelda, Chaz would quit. It's the first thing that would happen. Chaz would quit, and then the mods would quit.
I would quit.
Mao would quit. Yeah, there's a bit left, but right now my guess, which remains fluid and could change, is May. Jeff, no. Even Dan, who did actually collect all the Korok seeds, Dan told me when we started, he's like, "You're not collecting all the Korok seeds, are you?"
Don't.
And I was like, "I don't think so." He goes, "Don't do it. Don't do it. I did it. Don't do it." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "It's not worth it." And I could have spent my time doing anything else. And I was like, fair. Completely fair. And also, I mean, he knows that like that would be something he'd have to edit. And I know that he's just like, I don't want to do that. Please don't.
There's other games to play, like Kawasaki quad bikes.
Oh yes, our LP of Kawasaki quad bikes, which has been planned for so long. And really we're just waiting.
Okage.
Okay, don't. You need to be careful.
I want to play Okage.
You need to be careful. You get up on here live where you can't take back the things you say, and you're like, Okage, and I'm like, okay, I'm not touching that at all. That's something that you want to... Mao, who was like, I'm so busy, I got all this stuff to do, and I'm like, okay, well, you're the one talking about Okage. You can't just get up here and be like, Okage LP, wouldn't that be great, Okage LP? I want to play Okage, do. We would like to do that at some point. That's right after Kawasaki, I think. Right after Kawasaki. As a reminder, for anyone who came in late, today, sometime between 2 and 3. I'm hopefully closer to 2 than 3. Last time I announced 3 and it was at 2, so that's why I'm hoping that we can do it earlier. 2 p.m. Eastern, first 20 stream. We'll be playing some games today. Otherwise, Pikmin continues today. speaking of Pikmin, Mal's latest painting was of Pikmin, so check that out. Also at 6 is Bowser's Fury. That's just about done. I know a lot of people ended up just watching the stream, which is fair. But yeah, that's almost
almost done.
Extra Life will be done by the end of the month, so that's still releasing. And then I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else to announce. We're working on Mal's full version, and we should have it out.
Will you have time to watch it today?
It might be out tomorrow. It might be out, we'll see. Do we want to learn the Bowser's Fury speedrun? No. No, we don't. But you do that. You do fast. You do fast. It seems like an interesting... I haven't watched any of your speedrun attempts, but just thinking through it, it seems like it'd be a really interesting game to speedrun because of the... I guess Bowser's on a timer.
Yeah.
You know, so you're trying to base what you do on where Bowser is because you need him to be in certain places in order to break the blocks and stuff. So that's interesting. You have to get a ton of shines in a very tight amount of time. Yeah, it actually seems like it'd be really fun. I don't want to do it. I don't want to speedrun anything. I really enjoy watching them, especially right after we've done a game, we've played through a game. I really like watching a speedrun. Yeah, and the routes are going to be changing too, just because it's new and people are still mapping it, but they're also going to be changing inherently because of how the game mechanics work. Huh. Yeah, that... At some point, when you get it down even further, because I know you're working on it, I want to watch Jules play through it. Once you get world, you're working on that. You'll get world record. You just need a little time. You'll get it. Easy. 600 bits from Zeta Program. It says, "Good morning. Started doing a morning jog on the weekends, and feeling better and more energetic. Good vibes for everyone." That's nice. Yeah, a little exercise can actually go a long way.
Yeah.
Helps you feel more awake, alert, sends, I guess...
endorphins.
Yeah, and blood all through your body and through your brain and gets things working good. I like exercising. My issue is that when I tend to do exercise, I'm playing DDR, is I end up wearing myself out. So I do almost too much. I do too much, and then I get a shower, and then I'm tired. It's I'm physically exhausted. But if you do a little exercise, then you do it correctly. I've been having issues with that whenever I play. Is that then I'm oh, I'm really...
It helps when you're not doing spins.
Yeah, that vlog's not out yet. You're not supposed to do them. I really want to do it. I really want to do it. For folks that have been watching some of the vlogs recently, there's a very specific song that I've been stuck on. It's called Saint Goes not Saints Go, but Saint Goes Marching. And I've now gotten to the point, I had to learn crossovers in order to actually do it correctly. And I learned them, and I'm now to the point where at full normal speed, I can do the beginning of the song without missing any. And that feels good because it was a progression to get there. The gallopture is still a little weird because part of the gallopture facing away from the screen, but it's not impossible, and I can do those too. However, following through the entirety of the song, when you get near the end of the song, there was a part where every time it came up, I would, my brain was what is this? What step pattern is this asking me to do? And it was while I was editing one of my attempts on a vlog where I looked at it, and I could pause the video and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my god, this is a spin. The step pattern, alternating feet, is a spin. Not just one spin, multiple spins. And when I realized that, I was like, they're not asking me to do that.
It's 4 and then 2 the opposite way.
It's 3 and 1.
Well, you're counting 8. You spin around 4.
Okay, yeah. So that was alarming. So there's a vlog day coming out soon where that's the entire vlog is like I'm looking at it and Mao is looking at it and we're running it at like 25% speed to get it figured out. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to ultimately do it because it triggers my vertigo so badly that when I did it even at 25% speed just a few times, like the world was spinning really badly, and I felt like I was going to puke. So I don't know. But did we figure out the step pattern? We did. It was like a thing where we had to do it and like count it out. So like you start on right and you work counterclockwise around the pad and you count right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
and then
it's down.
Yeah, but then it's backwards around the pad.
Yes. Then you work backwards down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, where 7 and 8 are both down arrows, and you're facing back at the screen again. And like this is doable, but very hard at 25% speed. When we moved it up to 50% speed, I thought both of us were going to die, and I'm like, how? So I looked online because I was trying to find videos of anyone that's done this. And I've never seen any videos of anyone doing it with the spins because it's so fast. Yeah. But now it's like a personal vendetta. I'm like, no, I want to do this. I want to figure out how to do this with the spins involved and see if I can do it. So, I'm going to like slowly be working towards that a little bit. But I'm a little concerned about my,
vertigo.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was neat. It's cool. It's you wouldn't have to spin. You could just move your feet much more quickly.
You have to cross your legs at one point.
Yeah, it's not a convenient step pattern, but also I think it's because it's a very, very old song from DDR, and I don't think they're doing a lot of that now. I don't think it doesn't feel completely haphazard, but in some ways it's like, what are you guys doing?
Jeff, I want to know what you think.
Yeah, Jeff, you have to revisit. Go back to Saint Goes Marching, and there's a part. The song's divided into several sections. You've got the beginning part, the gallops, then you've got the slow part that builds up into the crossovers. Once you get back into the crossovers, you're back at full speed. Crossover part, I've got no problem. At the end of the crossover section is all these spins. And if you're alternating
and they end
feet,
with like double back tap.
And like if you do it, it does work.
Yeah.
Like if you follow the step pattern alternating feet, you will complete the spins and be looking back at the screen just at the right like everything does work, but the level of practice that you would have to do is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. So yeah, Jeff, if you can do it, oh my God, I would love to see you.
I would love to see it.
Please do, record it, and I would love to see you do it. But I loaded it up into the training mode and set the start and end positions, and we just ran it over and over and over again until we figured out what it was. And even then, at 25% speed, I was like, oh my God, I thought I was gonna puke. I just can't imagine doing it that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so admittedly, and I don't know anything about spins specifically, I feel like it would be a terrible song to learn spins on because they're stupid fast. It's like, but it's the one song that I am now.
Where there is one.
I know where there is one, and it's the one that's it's the song that's taunting me. I'm like, well, I learned crossovers on this. I learned crossovers to play this song. I have them now. I can do them pretty well, and I'm excited. But now there's this other part, and I'm like, no, I want to do it with the spins. I want to do it correctly. Anyway, 16 months from Star Wars Kid 798. Appreciate it. And with that, we should probably wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here this morning. We talked about a wide variety of things. We already talked about the stuff we announced. The big thing is going to be First 20 here in just a few hours. And, hopefully you'll join us then. We'll be playing Bravely Default 2.
The Royal We.
I alone shall be playing Bravely Default 2. Mal will be,
I will be editing.
We'll be editing. Oh yeah, and we yesterday we celebrated 13 years
Dating.
It was our dating anniversary. Our wedding anniversary is later this year, and it'll be a big one because we're celebrating 10. But yesterday was our dating anniversary. It was 13 years. This is forever.
Yeah.
This is like a million years. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I think today is Tom Fox's birthday.
It is.
So before we end off breakfast stream, happy birthday, Tom.
Happy birthday, Tom.
Hope Tom has a great day, and wish him well. Tom's a great guy. All right. Y'all have a good one. See you in a few hours. We'll play some video games.